Well, I'm starting to get a little bit of a fear here with Airbus because it looks like we might do just enough again. We've had one crazy February game as we did last year, and at the moment, the other two at the bottom are doing nothing. So as it stands, we're doing just enough to survive. We play both of the bottom two at home today though. Which one of the three of us are going to survive? And will we get a youth intake to save us? Yes, hello and welcome along to part 14 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're just about doing it as it stands, and we actually went a whole month unbeaten. Miracles do occur. We'll have our youth intake today, I think, as well as games against the bottom two, Carmarthen and Llandudno. And if you look at us now, particularly Carmarthen, a point separating us, loads of distance to the teams above. It is going to be a 6-pointer to decide survival. So if you're looking forward to it and finding out what on earth has been going on since you were last here, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe for daily FM23 content. Yesterday's was pretty eventful if you haven't seen it already. And the Build a Nation Twitch channel and much more all up in the eye above. But there's no time to talk about that in detail because it's been chaos yet again at Airbus UK. Because you were with me last as we got no one in on deadline day. As we went 18, 19 league games without a win, as one of our strikers went 26 games without a goal, one of them still going on the goal drought. But we have had one of the most bizarre moments, and I don't know what it is that's scripted into this game, because it happened last February as well. We had a random game where we just went nuts and won about 6-1 or 6-2, and the same happened this year. Let's have a look at the schedule. The first game after you were with me, albeit we did look good against Llandudno until the red card. But the first game after is 6-2. Not only was it 6-2, it was away at Carmarthen. And you can see since then, bar the Flint game last time out, it's been goals galore. And I think I might have stumbled upon it. So we'll talk about that in a moment tactically. But look at the start we had here. Ryan Edwards, penalty after 13 minutes. Craig Davis then put a free kick in after 23. Adam Davis got 2. Craig Davis got 2. I mean, all the Davises were at it, let's be honest. And in the 90th minute, after 26 games, even Kerry Davis scored. That's how bonkers this game was. That means you can't explain it. A wonderful day, everything came together. It's not been backed up by any more wins, but it is backed up by 2 decent points. Firstly, a 4-4 draw against Newtown, a game I thought we'd lost in the 91st minute. We were all out attack and we nicked it again in the 92nd. Sasha Payrelade with the goal from the kickoff. Adam Davis had got 2, Ryan Edwards had got 1. And you notice, after Joe Jenkins dropping out with that red card, Ryan Edwards has really stepped up. Which isn't a great thing because he's the next of the conveyor belt of leaving players. We'll talk about that in a moment too. A 2-2 draw against Carmarthen, a late equaliser after a Kyle Patton red card. Thank you, Kyle, for keeping us out the relegation zone. But Masrani, a rare equaliser for him, and Nathan Parry scored as well. Back to normal ways against Flint Town, a 1-0 defeat last time out. But these 2 games are huge. And at last, there's a little bit of confidence in the squad. The club atmosphere is average rather than abysmal, and we've got an opportunity. Intake on the way, 2 big home games coming up. And it's very similar to last year. We played the 2 sides in the relegation zone. And if we avoid defeat, I think we survive. It's as simple as that yet again. What of course the negative of that is if we just sneak 10th again, we're not doing well enough to secure a job anywhere else. Albeit we've got a coaching badge on the way now. And we'll probably keep our job here. So it means we have to suffer for longer. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we've got to try and do our best. If we go to the transfers, there are 2 more players on the way out. This time at the hands of our FM22 Head Coach starter club, Kevin Druids. Ashley Blackwell is the first of those. He's a right back who's played a few times, but just fallen down the pecking order a bit. And then Ryan Edwards, a 35, a superstar for us both years. He's declining physically, but I don't like losing players at the moment because none of them are getting replaced. We will have now, after those 2, lost 12 players that are first team standard in a year, and we've only had 3 ins. We cannot afford to keep going like this. Unless there's a brilliant intake, this is going to be a very difficult summer. But hopefully, it's one that comes after we've survived. We're keeping an eye on Jermaine McQueen. Lots of offers from England for him. And generally, players haven't been turning down English clubs in this save. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on plenty of transfer stuff. But for now, it's all about two big games. We are hopefully far enough clear of Llandudno now, but if we lose to them, that's back to 2 points. And Carmarthen, it's a proper 6-pointer. First up in the two games is Llandudno, so let's hope we can get a result. Carmarthen may be struggling their game, and then the second game isn't as important. I don't think it's quite going to happen like that, but let's go and pick our team. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. And here we go. Some gambles today. You can see where our big weakness is left back and centre half. And how many times have we talked about them? To let the left back Kamara go and not replace him is strange. But even not to bring in 5 left backs is very strange for our director of football. Bailey Owen, not great, but we've got no one better. It's him or Palmer, and they're both poor when they play there because neither of them are natural. If you take away Mason, who's a promoted under 19, we've actually only got one natural centre half in our whole squad. One natural holding midfielder. It is a little bit light defensively. And one natural left back at that as well. But this is the team we've gone for in full today. It's Bradley Borge between the sticks. Masrani, the hero from recent games, he is at right back with Curtis Jones over on the left. Parry and Owen centre half. Edwards drops into the holding role. I'm gambling Jenkins again. Do not get another red card. Grinnell back from injury. He came off the bench in the last game. Was his first appearance in a while. With Craig Davis behind Adam Davis and Ethan Morgan, who still hasn't scored since about October up front. When was his last goal? I've got to go and find out. If we go back, his last goal was Llanelli Town on Halloween. Has not scored since a brace on that day. Can today be the day? If you can do it for a 1-0 win, I would certainly be very happy. Let's go and submit the team. Bottom of the table, Llandudno. And the same thing occurs for these two matches. They are must not lose. And here are the sides. We know all the familiar names with Llandudno. We've seen the last 3 games against them on camera. George Pearce is there. Clayton Green. We talked about James on the right. Lee James. He's caused chaos against us in recent matches. But they are susceptible at the back. We've had a thrilling 4-4 draw. We had a big defeat with 10 men. But we've got Ethan Morgan motivated. We're in our best form since September. So let's go and see if we can put on a show. Fingers crossed this will be the day. As we're back with 10 minutes on the clock, Bradley Borge getting the ball from Curtis Jones. And I talked about the reason we're goals galore. When we've gone behind in games or it's been tense, I've generally gone quite aggressive now. Just given it up and gone all out attack because we had nothing to lose after that 18-19 game run. And it has generally worked for us. So I start balanced and then in the second half, when those teams go more aggressive or defensive, we just do the opposite and make real chaos. As Craig Davis holds the ball up here. Back to Curtis Jones at left back. Long over the top towards Morgan. Hasn't scored in ages. Scores now with a great finish. What a day to end it. I just had a feeling it was going to be the one. He didn't start the last game. He's dropped out in recent weeks. But Ethan Morgan ends the goal drought. He was reacting positively. He's playing well. And he's got his reward. Good lads. Oh no, it's not happened again. Oh, he's played advantage. I'm not sure it was a foul on us. I thought Bailey Owen was about to get sent off. But thankfully, we carry on. Davis to Craig Davis. Back to Jenkins. He's got to stay on the pitch this time. Back to Bailey Owen, the lucky boy. Into Ryan Edwards and Parry. Playing some really nice football. We're looking far more confident. Morgan down to Craig Davis. Jenkins to Adam Davis. Takes it in well. Finishes with aplomb. It's 2-0. It's Dreamland. We're starting to look good again. Confidence is the biggest thing in this game. And as soon as we've got it back, we're starting to look like a good team. As we approach half-time, the best thing I can say is we haven't looked at threat at any point. Now, this is a dangerous score at half-time. We've seen a lot of fight-backs in these saves. So what we're actually going to do now, as well as controlling possession, is we're going to up the game to positive. And this is the sort of thing that's been working for me, allowing us to counter teams who are trying to be more aggressive. You can see there, Davis wins the ball high up. And now we've got a 3-on-3 as Morgan gets down the left-hand side. Chance to get the cross in. One back, but he nicks it again. Across the box. Deflects to the line. Good clearance away. Foster gets away with it. And it's cleared as far as Edwards. He mops up brilliantly. Done really well in that holding role. Bailey Owen chips forward. Davis flicks on for his namesake. Adam Davis in. Oh, we just can't see the game off. But you can see the difference at the start of the second half. Changing that mentality. Just forcing them back when they want to push on. It really does make a difference. 2-0, 10 gone in the second half. We're looking really good at the minute. Though it is a corner kick for Llandudno, and whoever was at the back post did not get there very quickly. Eventually he's in. Simpson and Green up. Headed just wide, but that's a warning sign. let's have a look at what changes might be made. Grinnell isn't going to be able to do 90 minutes. We know that. So on for him will be Dion Nichols. Edwards will be replaced by Palmer. Just freshens us up a little in the centre of the park. At the back, I don't want to make the change, but I'm going to have to. Mason on for Bailey Owen. And then we'll leave the last two another 10 minutes because I don't want to do too much here. Going forward, we look great. That front three stays on. And we're back again. 15 to go as Dion Nichols chips a ball forward for us. Doesn't really get anywhere. And we've got to watch out for James. Hasn't been as much of a threat today, but it only takes one moment as Parry and Mason have both missed the basic challenge. Thankfully, the shot's over the bar. It's not good enough. It really isn't good enough at the back. But we know what our frailties are now. We know we're not good enough defensively, so we're trying to make it count in other areas. I was about to make the final two subs, but you all know my superstition mid-highlight. Masrani wins a header. Green mops up though. Simpson long downfield. Mason heads to Jenkins. He gives the ball away. Some tired legs in there starting to struggle. Are we going to get a grandstand finish? Foster down the left. We can't keep up. Ball into Owen. It's in. 7 minutes to go. Oh, I can't deal with this. Let's make another couple of subs. Davis knackered up front. We're going to bring Payrelade on for him. And then Davis in behind off. Jermaine McQueen on. Let's see if we can see it out. As with 2 minutes remaining, we've got a free kick on the right with Masrani. Jenkins keeps the ball for Palmer. Just lost a bit of that midfield control, but we needed the fresh legs. Jones at left back to Parry. Over the top towards Morgan. Give us a cheap goal. Nichols. Great free kick taker. If we can win one, that's even better. Runs inside, knocks the ball wide. And Lee James, after terrorising us all season, is this time potentially our hero. Sasha Payrelade off the bench steps up into the bottom corner. Game over. 3-1 Airbus. 89 minutes gone. I think we might survive, you know. I think we might just do it again. And there is the final whistle. A really important win. A really important moment for Ethan Morgan. And a pretty good performance overall. We managed the game well. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased. Get to next week. Because Carmarthen's the big one. Let's find out what their result was this weekend and how important that game's going to be. It gets even better for us. Carmarthen lost in the 93rd minute to Flint Town. Brilliant from the side in 9th place. We've got no chance of catching them now, but who cares? We are 4 clear of Carmarthen. Even if we lose next week, we are outside the relegation zone. But anything other than 3 points for them. And surely, just like last year, we've snuck it by the skin of our teeth. Let's get ahead to Carmarthen, hopefully a youth intake in between, and try and enjoy it, because this is the chance at survival, an unexpected one at that. It can never just be a full good episode, can it, without any negatives. We have, since the last game, lost one of our first team squad, our ever dwindling first team squad. Miles Curd is going at the end of the season to Kefin Druids as well. It's another one of our centre-half contenders at the minute. In other worlds, I wouldn't really be bothered, but I think we might run out of defenders, so he could be crucial. We have also lost Jermaine McQueen to Kings Langley in England. He is a decent player. He's played a bit for us off the bench, but we've got no backup option at number 10 now, not even competently. So we're going to be digging into the youth team again. I don't know if we can actually fill a bench without field players. So let's go and get through to the game today. It's the big one. It's Carmarthen at home. It's 10th v 11th. We're separated by 4 points. And I think we are one draw or victory in this game away from almost certain safety. It's well less than a point a game as it was last year, but I think it's going to be enough. So let's see if we can get it. We'll go and pick the team. And just in case any of you think I'm suddenly delighted and enjoying this save, I'm really having a great time with the Airbus board. I am still applying for every single job that comes up that's 2.5 star or less. I've still never had another interview, but I'm hoping that in not too long, our first coaching badge will be complete. And once that's done, maybe our reputation increases, maybe we get a bit more of prestige, and perhaps then we start to get a job. Still no new contract for next season either. A miracle, considering we're keeping them up. Let's go and get through the team selection. Let's have a look at how we're going today. We've lost one from the bench. Dan Jones, who I've just promoted from the 18s, will have to do the same. He's not a bad player. He's nowhere near ready yet. But he's got a good personality, so should improve. This is the team then, an unchanged 11. The bench, obviously one change was enforced because Jermaine McQueen has done a runner. The rest of it though, stays as it is. Ethan Morgan has ended his goal drought. How important will that be in this one? This is the relegation decider. If Carmarthen win this, they'll have confidence and they'll only need one more point. Can they do it? Well, let's hope not. Well, is it going to be the Ben Speak show again? On the opening day, we beat them comfortably after he got an early red card. He then scored a hat-trick against us. He was then pretty poor but did score one in a game where we won 6-2. Gave away a penalty against us as well. So what are we going to get today? Some good players in that team. They probably shouldn't be as low as they are. But at the moment, despite us maybe having the weaker squad of the two on paper, certainly as it stands now, we've still got the chance to finish above them. And for me, that is massive success. So we're going to tell the lads, pick up where you left off, go and get into the first half and show what you've got. Quite a few fans in for this one, so hopefully we don't disappoint. Just to give us a reassurance from the other game, Llandudno 1 down in the first minute. That's going to help us massively. And Bradley Borge, good goalkeeping there to take the ball off Pellin's head. Can we now create something? Get them on the counter. He wants to roll it out, but there's no real option, so just kicks long. Davis flicks on for Morgan. Ended his goal drought last game. Do you want to have a go? He's been forced wide. Back to Craig Davis. Big start again. These goals are crucial. And these starts to the game at everything. We've got to keep producing. We've got to find a way. But that's the perfect start. And hopefully we're on our way to avoiding defeat at least. As Jenkins clears long. Watts will get there first. It's not ideal. Hoofs over the top. Speaks up. Parry heads away. Only as far as Reffel. A dangerous winger. Good ball into Pellin. He heads wide of the post. 1-0 with 8 minutes gone. Carmarthen probably been the better side. And here we are with 26 on the clock. The game just starting to calm down a bit. Jones finds Parry at the back and he gives it to Ryan Edwards. Over the top to Adam Davis, who's found himself one-on-one. Goes round the keeper. Oh, how has he saved that? That is an animation glitch because it defied the laws of physics. The ball went past him and his hands and then later on just decided to curve out for a corner. Very odd moment that. Can we make the corner count though and forget about the moment as Parry's up, heads over the bar. I've got a feeling that could be a contentious moment. I'm sure it wasn't meant to go in, but the highlight didn't make it look good. And now we've got even more danger, more jeopardy, a free kick in a perfect position, 5 to half time. And Carmarthen put it in the top corner. First goal of the season, of course it is. Absolutely unbelievable. His first ever goal for Carmarthen, in fact. We'll have a look at his stats in a moment. As Owen plays out from the back, can we now get on the front foot again? Aimless long ball forward. And the problem with this side, as we've seen before, the confidence drifts out very quickly. Jenkins down for Davis and Granell. Up to Morgan. Has support from Adam Davis and puts him in. Got to take one of these chances. He's one-on-one. Jesus Christ, man. How far wide do you want to hit it? That was closer to the corner flag, I think. Don't know why he opted to go onto his weaker foot anyway. Let's have a look at Reffel. Free kick taken 6. How has he not scored already? He's a decent player. But still, what are the chances of a top corner free kick? Half time, Adam Davis has missed 2 glorious chances for us. And that might be what costs us. 1-1 is not a bad result, but 45 minutes is a long way to go. Let's get through the dressing room. Let's tell the lads we're not happy. All inspired, all motivated. Now go and show me that confidence. Well, into the final 20 minutes, we have not seen a highlight or any action in this half as Edwards goes long to Morgan and Adam Davis. Floating around there, wins it back, thought he might get sent off, but he doesn't. It's out to Pellin. He's still going though. Don't rule it out yet. Back to Jones, the left back. Inside to Pritchard. Carmarthen still looking a threat on the counter. Still a potential danger for us. Long towards Church. Flicked on for Speak. Not him. Not him. Good save, Bradley Borge. Behind by Masrani. In fact, it's out for a throw. Really good goalkeeping. Sometimes you need that. We're going to make the replacement up front. Adam Davis for pay relayed. Davis has been useless today. We're going to take off Granell as he continues his comeback from injury for Nichols. We've also got to look at Nathan Parry as centre-half as well. So I think maybe Palmer comes on or Mason. Who's better? I mean, it's not the greatest 2 choices, is it? We're going to bring on Mason because he's a natural centre-half. Jenkins will come off for Palmer. Gives us a little bit more defensive solidity. And that's what we're going to leave it with. 15 to go. Bradley Borge has just saved us. Now, can we make sure we get the point? We're going straight from the throw with Jones. It was a foul throw as well, referee. Back to the edge. Craig Davis nicks it. To pay relayed the sub. Morgan's up one-on-one with the defender. But it's not the best ball through. Now Williams can counter, but Morgan gets back to nick it. Craig Davis carries it over halfway. Pay relayed. Back to Owen. Long ball over the top. It's aimless, but Davis gets there. The defender misses his header, but the left back Jones mops up. Gill will clear it long downfield. It's scrappy. It's low quality. It's two poor sides that are struggling for survival. And you can tell it in this game. What a kick that is from Gill, though. No, Mason's missed it. I've made the wrong choice, haven't I? Oh, he's put it wide. Did Mason get back and win that? Because I owe him an apology if he did. Missed the header, but it's a stunning tackle. And he's out for a corner kick with Reffel. Still 15 to go. All of that happened in 1 minute. It's absolute chaos. Into the front post. Mason heads away. And it's out for a throw. That'll be it for now. What subs have we got left? We have got a right back, a youth player, and a centre forward. And I don't really want any of them off at the minute, as Morgan can't get there, and it's cleared long by Watts. Reffel's up. Owen heads away. Nichols, the subs, picks the ball up. On the left-hand side. Forced backwards to Mason. Can he find the ball through? No, he goes to Nichols and Palmer. Good football. We're seeing all of this game now. It's getting very tense. Up towards Craig Davis. Loses out, but Nichols can get there. To Ryan Edwards. All of them losing headers. How many are you going to miss, Mason? How many headers are you going to miss? If this doesn't go in, I'm taking him off again. I know it's silly, but it's cost us the game. How many headers have you missed? What are his attributes? His jumping reach is 14. His positioning 6. It shouldn't be that bad. I'm going to take him back off for Daniel Jones. We'll put Palmer in at centre half. Oh, I cannot believe that's cost us the game. And this is the problem. We've got no backup defenders. So you get Parry, who's 16. He's knackered after an hour every match. And there's no replacement of any sort of quality. So we're going to chuck this lad on. We're going to go positive. We're going to confirm. We need a goal. We have to get a draw out of this game, or this could go to the wire. 5 minutes to go. I've gone attacking. I've encouraged the lads. We've got no response so far. And if Carmarthen sneak a victory here, thanks to not having any sub-defenders outside the youth team, oh, we're back in danger. It was always too good to be true. We've lost a player. We've lost a big game. And although we're still out of that relegation zone, it's 1 point. 1 point is the distance now. So basically, as it stands, we've got to hope for Carmarthen to lose all of their remaining games, us to maybe get a gem of a defender in the youth intake, and then us on the final day to try and get the win against Llandudno, which is now actually the penultimate game. We will be back for those final two. Hopefully, there'll be some job news, there'll be some survival, but I don't know what to expect now, because that game, that was so important, and we've thrown it away after a great win. So let's very quickly skip ahead till we get our youth intake. Hopefully, it'll have someone good enough to feature in the next episode. Well, as luck would have it for us, it's come the very next day. Please, let there be a 3-star centre half in there. That's all I need. Let's see what it's like. Please, please, please. It's not great. There's a 2.5-star attacking midfielder, which is good with McQueen leaving the club, but I haven't got any defenders there yet. Let's keep scrolling down and crossing our fingers. 2-star right winger, 2-star midfielder, another 2.5-star number 10, but there's no great defenders. Let's have a look at the 3 stars or the 4 stars of this team. Mike Williams is the first 2.5-star number 10. He's good, naturally fit, very short, only 15, might grow a bit yet, but maybe that's what he's missing for this game. No determination either. The second one was a right winger from South Africa, bizarrely, who isn't going to fit into our tactic, but is all right. The third one is Reece Dyer, a centre midfielder Mazzala, who's not bad on the ball, probably gets on our bench, maybe allows Palmer to play as a centre half. And then the final one, Josh Dawson, 2.5-star number 10. Are you better than the other one? I think you might be. 5'8", a bit better mentally, not quite as good technically, but both have massive potential. I just want to have a look at the little left back as well. Kean Jones, yeah, not good enough. It is not as good as last year's. Last year we had Nathan Parry who could come straight in. And this year we are still left with no defenders. So we are going to be back for the final 2 games of the season. If you're looking forward to seeing who makes it, whether it's us or Carmarthen, get your predictions in the comments. Please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe for daily FM23 content from 2 long-term stories. We'll be back with Distillery tomorrow morning at 11:30. That playlist Lifting Spirits is in the eye above, as is the Twitch channel. Loads of save ideas. But then we'll be back here 3:30 tomorrow, and I hope to see you there for it.